When I was freshly in New York, I was put in my first ensemble with Kenny Werner, who was artist in residence and a formidable pianist. And all the students there were incredible, and I was the newest of the newbies there. And they were calling jazz standards. There was no sheet music, there were no chords. They just knew them by memory. They were calling them in different keys. They were calling them in odd meters. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, what have I done? Anyway, so eventually they took pity on me and they called a really easy standard, and I remember looking for the chords online and I'm like, okay, I've got this. There are some dominant sevenths here and I know what that is. In classical we learn arpeggiated dominant sevenths, so this one's gonna be easy. Anyway, so we're playing this tune and I think I'm doing really well, especially on those dominant sevenths. And Kenny Werner, bless his heart, stops the band and he says, no, Eleanor, you can't play the chord tones on a dominant seventh. You can't play 1, 3, 5, 7. And I'm like, what are you meant to play then? Those are the notes. And so that is a lesson for another day. But today we are going to do the Mixolydian mode and we are going to play the chord tones of a dominant seventh. So this is basically your C major scale and the seventh is flattened, so you have a B flat. If you're a classical musician, you will recognize this. That's the B flat at the top. And the dominant seventh arpeggiated. So you should feel right at home. All right, onto the Shruti box, and we're gonna give it a whirl. There I resolved to the tonic. Could you hear it? Try this at home.